Tatterhood. Once upon a time, there lived a king and queen who had no children. That made the queen really sad, and she longed to have a baby of her own. One day, as she was sitting in the lawns of the palace, a strange woman walked up to her. "Hail, your highness, the queen." "Who are you, dear lady?" "I know what ails your heart, and I can help." "Can you, really?" "Take this. Get 2 pails of water, mix this into it. Wash yourself in the water and then throw it under your bed. The next morning, you will find 2 flowers under your bed. 1 blue and 1 purple. The blue one you must eat, and the purple one you must let lie where it is." So the queen did as she was told. She had 2 pails of water brought up to her rooms and washed herself in those. Then the water was thrown below the bed. The next morning, just as the old woman had predicted, 2 flowers had sprung up below the bed. The queen took the blue flower and ate it. It was the most delicious thing she had ever tasted. She longed to know what the other flower might taste like, and forgetting what the old woman had warned her, she had the purple flower too. And soon the queen gave birth to 2 babies. One of them was beautiful. She looked like an angel. And the other... The nurse was shocked to see the child. "What? How could this be?" "What is it?" One of the 2 babies was born with horns and a tail. The nurse showed it to her. "My child, is she healthy?" "She is healthy, but..." "She is my child, and even if she is different, I shall bring her up with all the love and tender care I would give my other baby. I shall call her Princess Horndale, and the other shall be Princess Agnes." And so it came to be. The queen and the king brought up both their daughters with love and care. The 2 sisters were so close that they were virtually inseparable, even when they had become youth. But the princess with the horns insisted on wearing a tattered hood and carried a wooden spoon about her. So people began to call her Princess Tatterhood. When she was asked for the umpteenth time, "Why do you wear that hood? And why do you carry that wooden spoon?" "So that the truest love would someday turn the hood into a crown and the spoon into an angel's wand." One day, the palace received a message.
"Oh, no!"
"What is it, Father?"
"A tribe of trolls has moved into our kingdom. And as trolls always do in whichever kingdoms they go to, they shall wreak havoc in the palace on Christmas Eve."
"But it is just for that one night. Let us let them have their way, and then they shall move on."
"Surely, my dear. But they usually take things that are the most magical in the palace. And in ours, the most magical is our daughters. They can dig anywhere. There is really no place safe enough."
"Oh, don't worry, Father. I have more magic than the trolls would ever have seen before. Let them come. I shall make sure nothing happens to me or my sister." So, the night of Christmas Eve arrived. The palace was on guard. But the trolls got to the room where the princesses were. Both of them fought and defeated the trolls. Princess Tatterhood doing that with her wooden spoon. The trolls soon fled, but before leaving, one of them released a powerful magic on the princess, turning her into a cow. "Agnes!" Everyone in the palace was really sad to see what the trolls had done. But Princess Tatterhood was going to have none of it. Oh, my poor daughter! What are we going to do? I know where the trolls live, in the castle beyond the 3 seas. And in the middle of the 3 seas, the water is magic. With that, I can defeat the trolls and make Agnes her real self again.
Magic water in the middle of the 3 seas? I never heard of such a thing before.
For that, you need to be a person with horns and a tail. Father, build me a boat as tough as can be, and only Agnes and I shall sail in it. I shall soon put everything right. And so, the 2 princesses sailed across the 3 seas. In the middle of each sea, Tatterhood collected the water, put it in her cauldron, and stirred it with her wooden spoon as Agnes watched. By the time the water from the 3rd sea was put, the water became a deep purple. Tatterhood put it in a pot and carried it to the base of the troll's castle. The troll saw her and attacked. She dipped her spoon in the bottle and splashed the purple water on them. They started running helter-skelter till she came to the troll who had put the magic spell on Princess Agnes.
Please, don't attack me with that, please.
Then make my sister right. Remove your spell from her, now! Princess Tatterhood took the troll to the ship and had him remove the spell. Princess Agnes became her true self again. But before they left in their ship, the troll warned.
If you want to remain yourself forever, both of you must find true love before you go back to your parents. If you enter the gates of your palace without finding your true love, you shall become a cow again. I am sorry, but that is just the way this spell works.
Oh, now what are we going to do? Where will we find true love? And how will we ever know if it's true? Don't worry, sister. I know exactly what we need to do. The true test of true love is sacrifice. Princess Tatterhood certainly knew what she was going to do. We don't know how. Maybe it was because of her horns that she sailed to faraway country where there lived a king with his 2 sons. When the king's army saw a beautiful ship, as strong as can be, sail on their harbor, they went and informed the king.
Your Highness, the ship is huge, but there is no army on it. All we could see was a lady with horns and a tail.
What? How is that possible?
Father, allow me to go and check.
No, brother. A woman like that could be bewitched, or maybe a witch herself. I will not let my little brother risk himself. Father, I shall go.
As though I will let you go alone, we shall both go and see what is going on.
So, the 2 princes headed towards the ship. When they reached the deck and inquired, the 2 princesses told them of the trolls and that they had to wander a bit before going back home. They, however, did not mention about finding true love, for that is not the way true love is found. Since they were princesses and thus royal guests for the next 3 months, the princes took them all around the country. They talked and picnicked together. And before long, Agnes and the older prince had fallen in love with each other. On the day the sisters were to leave the country, the older prince could bear it no longer, and he told Agnes, "Goodbye."
Don't go. Please don't go.
We cannot stay here forever. We don't belong to this kingdom.
And I cannot let you go till I bare my heart. You may punish me any way you want if you do not like what I am about to say, but I must be honest and say this to you with utmost respect.
What is it, Prince?
I have fallen deeply in love with you, Princess, and I wish to marry you. Will you agree to have me for a husband?
My sister will marry you only and only if your brother marries me.
I will!
Brother, no! You cannot marry someone you don't love just because of me.
Brother, true love is very difficult to find, and you have found yours. I might still be happy with your bride's sister, but if you let your love slip away, you shall never be happy. Can't you see? She is in love with you too.
The older prince did his best to convince his little brother to give up the thought of marrying Tatterhood. But the younger prince would not listen. Princess Agnes, too, would not go against the word of her dear sister. So, after much argument and much deliberation, it was settled that the older prince would marry Princess Agnes and the younger prince would marry Princess Tatterhood. The day of the marriage arrived. Tatterhood summoned the younger prince to her chambers.
You asked for me, my lady?
Yes, I wanted to find out, is there nothing you would want to say to me or ask me before we get married?
My brother is marrying his true love, and I am so happy about that.
Don't you want to hear about my horns and my tail, then my wooden spoon?
I accept you just as you are, and while it is true that I do not love you, I do see what a delightful, reliable, and smart companion you have been. I have enjoyed traveling the country with you, and I hope a friendship is enough for you, my lady. I shall do my best to make you happy. You have my word.
That I trust completely of a man who is making such a great sacrifice for his brother. But as my to-be husband, you have every right to know. So do not worry about sounding rude. Be straightforward. That will make me happy.
Why do you wear that tattered hood?
Where? What tattered hood? How can you mistake the finest crown in the world for a tattered hood?
Huh? And why do you carry that wooden spoon?
What wooden spoon? This, sir, is the most beautiful wand any princess could ever have carried.
How come you were born like this, with horns and a tail?
Who says I was born with horns and a tail? You must be seeing things.
You are gorgeous. But I don't understand what just happened.
It is the power of true love, Prince.
Well, I have never actually loved you.
But you do love your elder brother, for whom you were willing to make such a big sacrifice. And in a way, you loved me too, for you never let me feel down about my horns and tail and my quirkiness. You always treated me with the utmost respect. That, too, is the sign of a man with a truly fair and noble heart, and only such a heart can love. The same goes for my sister Agnes and your brother. Both of them were willing to sacrifice their love for the two of us. Your brother, so that you would not have to marry me, and my sister, so that my word would be honored.
Are love and respect really so powerful?
The most powerful magic in the world. Thank you for saving all of us. And so it came to be. The two couples, Princess Agnes and the older prince, so madly in love with each other, and Princess Horndale and the younger prince, so full of respect for each other, got married with great pomp and splendor. And they all lived happily ever after.